Hello, everyone, and welcome to another client success story. Today, I have the beautiful and amazing Wieneke here, my dear, wonderful client. And I am so excited to bring her to today's conversation for her to share her story and to talk a little bit about what it was for her to go through the reward being journey. So, Wieneke, thank you so much for coming along and to be here today for this conversation, for this interview. Why don't you just start by telling our listeners a little bit about what you do, who you are, where you live, and how you came to, yeah, into my world, into the rewired world.
Thank you, Fernanda. It's really nice that I got the chance to tell
Mm.
tell little bit about this journey. So yeah, last winter I was working on my company. I was working as a consultant and really got the feeling that it's all became very overwhelming and I didn't know where to start. I felt all this anxiety and what to do and picked up everything. I was busy with the 10 different 10 different jobs and projects, and so it was really time for a change. And then I was so lucky to scroll over, I think, LinkedIn, and I saw the little video of the lion and the dog, and I was so intrigued. Was really intrigued about it, and it was also like, wow, what is this? I want to know more of this. And then we had the interview, and it was yeah, really interesting. I really had the idea that he understood my problem. That it was not something psychological or it was really a problem in the work related sphere. And yeah, and then I subscribed and I started.
And Wieneke, if I may ask, what were like or did you have any hesitations, or what would, before you enrolled and got started, was there anything that, yeah, might have been a hesitation or something that kind of would stop you? I'm curious.
Yeah, I presumed it would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm already so overwhelmed and I have so
Mm.
much work, and how can I take this on? But it was really necessary. And I managed to fit it in because they say busy people always have time. Huh? So
Yeah.
they find some time here and there, they squeeze and squeeze, and then, yeah, I fitted it in. And I was very happy that I did.
I would love to expand a little bit about that, because what you're talking about, Vinike, I think it's something that everyone hesitates, in the sense that I'm already so busy, I'm already so overwhelmed. I don't know if I have time for more. But what was your thinking in that moment? Because I think it's so valuable for other women to hear you talk to this. Like, what made you make yourself the priority and make yourself so important that this is something that you will make time for, like you said? What was your thinking in that moment?
It was actually because one of your questions,
Mm,
you asked me, can you afford to continue like this?
yeah,
And I thought, can I afford it? Because I will be stuck, maybe on everything. Uh,
yeah,
I will definitely going to lose if I continue like this. I will go. I'm losing. So that was really that. That's I realized that, and I thought I have to do it. Whatever I have to do it. So
yeah. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. And I think exactly that. I'm so glad you brought that up. Almost forgot that I asked that question, that I asked you that. But it is exactly that. Yeah, because if not now, when? If nothing changes, what are the consequences of continuing like this? And
yes.
why don't you tell the women who are watching then a little bit about how was it to get started? How was it to be part of the program? Tell us a little bit about your journey through that and how it was like.
Um, what really surprised me in the beginning the most when I met the other women in the group, that they were all so knowledgeable and all working on a very high level, and that they all had the same problems. That was, well, I couldn't imagine that before I started, but really it looks like it's not something that's not something unique. And
Yeah,
actually, I also realized during all the talks we had, yeah, we have learned to be experts in our own subjects, but we never learned how to deal with leadership, how to move forward, to make the right choices, and from what ground do you take these choices. So yeah, that was very interesting for me. That was my first um, impression. I say, oh wow, so many women suffer of this, and they're
yeah,
all great persons. They all studied a lot, and they have high degrees, and they have high jobs. So that for me was really like wow.
yeah.
So
And I think that can be so comforting in a sense. Like we're not feeling like not also not being alone, not struggling alone and feeling like something is wrong with us. Like at a like I said, like because this is reflects who you are, Wieneke, as well. You're such a smart woman and hardworking and both an entrepreneur and an expert in your field. I mean, you are exactly at that high level and also like struggling with these things within yourself,
mhm.
which is it's extremely common. I would love to for you to share a little bit about then, like where were you at emotionally and in your how this was affecting your job, your career, yourself, and how did that change through the transformation, through the journey and the work?
I really was feeling on the edge of burnout, always immensely tired, dragging myself through the days, and thought, how can I change it? How can I improve it? But I actually I couldn't find it. I couldn't find how I had to improve, which choices I had to make. Yeah, it all felt very, very difficult. So, and during the course, I started to see where all this, what were my blocks? Why didn't I move forward? That was also the whole dog mind story. That was totally new for me. I didn't know it, and when I learned it, it was very interesting that you can actually get a grip on your thoughts and grip on your feelings. They're not just so I don't let them overwhelm me anymore. No, absolutely not. And that was a big problem. I let everything overwhelm me, and all the thoughts and feelings came up, and I tried to deal with it, but of course it's impossible. And that was very important that I learned on the course. Ignore it.
Mm,
Ignore all the crap.
mm,
Fantastic. That
yeah,
was, yeah, that's very important. That you know where you're coming from, then you know what thought you have to listen to and what you better ignore, and what is fear, what's the role of fear. I didn't know, but now I know. I know what's coming from, so now I can say, okay, this is just nonsense. I don't have to be afraid of that. And another thing, I can say, yeah, that could be a risk. I have to uh, manage it as a risk.
yeah,
So that's a real big improvement. Yes.
yeah. And I think also that high level of awareness that you have today also, I mean, because it sounds kind of now I just hearing you speak and it's beautiful. I just hear you being in your lion mind and like you have full awareness, you know exactly where things are coming from and why and how that's impacting you.
Yeah.
But how was the process to get to where you are today? Can you speak to that a little bit? What did it take to get there?
For me, it was very important to follow all the sessions as much as I could, and I think I missed two, but really, really important to and the exercises we did and the courses and talking to the other women during the breakout sessions. I also found that very, very valuable. I remember one of the first breakout session, there was someone from the mastermind, and she said, um, I'm celebrating that I failed completely in this task. I
Mm,
don't remember. And I was really like, what? You celebrate that you failed the task?
mm,
I was so surprised. And she was very happy and cheerful. And she said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I explain you and this and that and that. Oh, wow. Okay. This is a totally game changer, different point of view.
mm,
It's really nice if you can think like that. So yeah, it was all important. The sessions, but also the sessions I had with Rita, and one of the sessions I really realized that one of my problems was is I stayed in my comfort zone. Very nice, very well known. What's going to happen? Very controlling, but from the other end, I always want to get out because you don't start a company if you want to stay there. No, you want to go out. But then I was a sort of having this inner struggle from, yeah, what can I do? What's it's so dangerous? No, what's a danger? And now again, risk management. Define the real dangers. Ignore the rest. Ignore the fear. And yeah, that's yeah, so the whole program together is very valuable.
that fear, I remember when you came in into the program, and that fear and your dog mind was holding you back so much from
Mhm.
you moving your business forward and taking these, your passion out into the world. And can speak a little bit to that then, Wieneke. What is possible now? Like, what results are you most thrilled with? Like, what has this unlocked for you, this experience?
Growth, really growth. I really could take the step now. I know, okay, I could see marketing is not my talent. Of course, I like it to play on Facebook and Instagram. Everybody likes that.
Mm,
But if you see that the results are not that good, you have to hire someone else. But I really want to focus now on the things I'm really good at. And I want to outsource the things I'm not good at. And it doesn't bother me anymore. I know you cannot do everything. I cannot do everything. I have to look at my talents, focus on my talents, work with that, bring that in a company. What's not my talent, I have to find someone else to do it. So that's really how I learned, I think, to deal with the fear. But I was constantly afraid of failing, but I was doing the wrong things.
mm.
So yeah.
And I think exactly that when we are the fear can stop us from, like you said, from growing, from hiring people, from stepping into a CEO role or CEO mindset, and can keep us kind of in a busy state, doing things that we should not be doing, or focusing on the wrong thing, or focusing on things that feel kind of comfortable, also because it's not going to move the needle. Yeah, and
Mhm.
um, I know. I mean, for me and the team, watching your growth and evolution through the program, I mean, it's I get emotional just talking about it, Vinica, because what an honor. Like, what a freaking honor to have had you. Like, just seeing you like coming in and be like in this state of like holding yourself back, doubting yourself, and knowing like you have amazing potential. And then like you walked out. I remember you sharing the celebration in the group, like such a badass, like the confidence and certainty and like, yeah, like clarity, like what you're sharing now as well. And um, I just wanted to say that's such a joy to have you. What would you say, Vinica, to anyone who's listening right now, if this would have been you watching this interview in the past, from
Mhm.
that state that you were almost like a burnt out and spinning your wheels, and what would you say to someone, another woman who is maybe on the fence right now or not sure if this is something for me? Do I have the time? Why invest in a program and in coaching? Like, what would you say to someone like that?
Whew. So I say, first is
Oh no, I think I lost you. Can you hear me, Wieneke?
Oh, you didn't hear
I
me anymore.
no, I lost connection completely. Let's try again.
Okay. I said, okay, it's 3 intense months, very intense months. But in 3 months, you can change your whole world. And like that, it sounds dramatic. And I don't mean that you have to change jobs or getting divorced or anything, but you think
Oh no, I can't hear you again. I don't know if it's my connection or your connection. Can you hear me, Wieneke? Oh no, I cannot hear you, my dear. I don't know if it's on my end or on your end.
able.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Now you're back.
Ah,
I don't know what is happening.
our Wi-Fi is not that good these days, so
Yeah.
maybe it was on
Or,
this
or
side.
has been in and out all day as well. I don't know what's going on. Let's try again.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Third take.
Okay, okay. Maybe in the recording you can see something that you can move it. Okay. Um, Actually, what I'm saying is it are 3 very intense months following the course, but it's very little time to change your whole life. It's absolutely worthwhile because everything is changing. And I do not mean I'm still here in the same office, but I feel completely different. And I know my life will go the right direction this time. And I'm so happy that I get rid of all this anxiety. And I also got rid of a few projects that are really bothering me and I really didn't want to do anymore. And the world didn't collapse when I stopped this project. And that's something also very important because I thought I have to keep control. I have to keep control. No, I had to choose what's valuable for me and where are my talents and what things I let better go. Yeah, it's absolutely you can drag yourself on and on and on forever, but unless you do this shift to the lion mind, nothing will change. Maybe a few external things will change, but for yourself, it will stay the same. So yeah, absolutely worthwhile to be in this great group with this great Fernanda. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah,
We miss you in the group. Amazing woman. Yeah.
thank
And it's so
you.
beautiful. Yeah, no, it is so beautiful just to hear in your words. And I know, I mean, like again, like on the behalf of the team and I, like we adore you. We love you, Wieneke. It's such a pleasure working with you. Something that I want to say to anyone listening, because Wieneke, you did the work. This is something that I just like want to really point out that you came in being so deeply coachable, so deeply open and willing and ready, and just like, okay, show me how to be lying on mine. What do I have to do to get there? I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like you said, like you really followed the roadmap step by step, showing up, asking great questions, coming to every single call, like being part of the whole experience, which of course allowed you to become your lion mind and to transform from within, like you're saying, and experiencing a deep shift. And yeah, absolutely wonderful. You deserve that, and the world needs you being your best self and being bringing your product and your company to life. Um, I'm so excited for you.
And I'm so
Um,
happy that I joined this group.
yeah,
It was a great decision. Absolutely. Yeah, really.
wonderful, 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 and likewise. My dear, is there anything you feel like is left unsaid or anything else that you want to say before we finish off this interview?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. it was really, really. I didn't know that something like this exists,
Mm,
and it exists, and that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Well, so I think you really should expand your group and share this with so many women who all need it. Yes, it's great.
beautiful.
3 months. 3 months is amazing. What it did for me. Yeah.
Did you believe that was possible before you got
No.
started? That just in 12
No.
weeks?
I thought you were very convincing in our first talk. So I thought I'd give it a go. But underneath, I could not really believe it. And I also didn't know what exactly was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And we
I,
try
I
to be a little bit private about that, kind of to give you a surprise experience as well. So it's a leap of faith, which you took.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And because there was no other way. I
Yeah.
really thought I want to move forward. I absolutely want to move forward. I'm on the right path, but I'm stuck. It's such a pity to let it go now.
Yeah.
So luckily I didn't do that. Luckily I moved on. I'm not burnout anymore. I'm not overtired. I sleep well now. I even eat better. Uh, I pick up the right things. So I feel it's, yeah, I'm on the move, really, the way it
Wonderful.
should be.
Wonderful. And more to come. I mean, this is just, like you said, changing the trajectory of your life. And from here, it just keeps evolving and continuing in this direction.
Mhm.
Oh, I feel like
Yes.
I could just hear you talk and share your experiences. Beautiful. Yeah. Like I said earlier, you shared in the group as well. And we could just all just sit back and listen to you talk and about your experience. It's wonderful hearing you, Wieneke. Again, I just want to first of all just say thank you so much for taking the time, for coming on this interview, for sharing your experience, for being so wonderful. And again, just yeah, we love you so much, and we miss you in the group, and I can't wait to like hug you in person one day, hopefully.
That would be great, Fernanda. That would be really great. Yes. Yeah, and I really miss the people from the group. I was just thinking, oh, now it's Sunday night. Oh, yes. What are they talking about? Oh, it's Thursday night. What will we talking about? Who will be there? So,
Yeah,
yeah, it was very intense experience. But I'm glad the Facebook page is there. So
yeah,
I hope to see
that's,
a lot of people back there. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, my dear. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me to take this difficult step. Yeah, that was great. Absolutely great. You do great work.
Thank you, my dear.